What's up everybody, Murthag here, back with another video about Battle for Azeroth and the allied races, and in particular about the future of this system and the next allied races that will come after Battle for Azeroth. So the first one that obviously come to me in mind are the Magar orcs. If you don't know this race of orcs, but I highly doubt it, they divided themselves with the normal orcs during the war with the ogres. The ogres created this contagious disease called the red pox. All the orcs that were infected, women, children, and adults, were left behind in the village of Gardar in Nagrand under the cure of Gaia, the great mother of Thrall. Due to that, these orcs have been never learned the teaching of fell magic, and this is the reason why their skin never turned green. Also because of that, their connection with the elements has never been severed by Gul'dan's action. And due to that, this gives a lot of idea on how to give some flavor to this race. Also by the fact that they had to learn to survive on a world with very limited resources as the Outlands. So for example, they will have a better disease resistance, maybe time reduction on all the disease, and as active ability maybe the possibility to enhance their weapon with elemental power, or maybe summon even a small elemental. That would be really nice. And to counter this addiction to the Horde, the most logical idea are the Kultira's humans. They already have a unique model similar to the human we saw in the Mist of Pandaria cinematic, much bulkier, with a bigger chin, even if the women don't have a different model, but I believe they will have maybe some more customization option, like different hairstyle, maybe similar to the one that Jaina and their mother have. Also, their society is really different from the humans of the continent. This gives some idea for some ratios, for some cool ratio, for example, more points in fishing, some resistance to fire, and as active ability maybe they can throw a bottle of alcohol, and by doing that they also become a little bit tipsy. That would be cool also to further express their culture highly related to the sea. For classes, for the Kultirans, I believe, of course, it will be warriors, hunter, rogue, mage, priest, warlock, and druid. The reason why I believe druid is because, as I say, their culture is really different. They do not worship the light on the same manner as the other races do, as the other humans do. And with the fact that the kingdom of Gilneas is the one more closer to them, maybe they also have more relationships with them, and by that also the culture will be more similar. Maybe, and I believe they will have something similar to the culture of the harvest that the Gilnean people have. Now I try to find something for the other races, but it's really hard at the moment, because for goblins there are very small options. Some people suggest guild goblins, but they are just like marlocks that can talk without saying Malava. That's all. Someone suggested Vulpera. They share the same skeleton. They also are mostly located in the region of Vuldum, which is a zone in in Vuldum, desert zone in Zandalar. But I fear that at the end of the expansion they will be left in a corner like Ginyu, Ozen, Seberon, Arakoa, and so on. For gnomes, even more different because there are really no candidates at the moment. Some people suggested leper gnomes, but I don't like that because they're pretty much like they made nothing in game, just being present in dead mines and being present in in Omeragan, and with a even smaller presence in Scolomans and Blackrock Tips. So other people made this crazy idea of mechanomes, so half mechanical, half less gnomes, and I think that is really silly. I don't believe we will never have something like that as a race for gnomes. Worgen and undead seems hard, but maybe not so much. Because the problem with Worgens is the fact that you are tied to the Worgen form in combat. So having to the fact that you can't have so much customizable option means that you can't pretty much never see the difference. Some people suggested the first Worgen, the Night Elf, they were the Druid of the site, but as I said, you will only see your non-Worgen form out of combat while you are crafting or just you are AFK in your main hub. So I think that is kinda boring. For humans, for undead, sorry, some people suggested undead Eigelf, but do we really need other edgier elf to the game? We're already going to get Void Elf, and I think they are enough. I would rather much prefer some undead that regain their full body similar to Nathanos. That would be cool. And maybe this could give us finally the horse model as a mount for the Horde. And for Pandaren, this is much more a kid dream. Please Blizzard, give us Tortolans. When I saw on the BlizzCon footage that they shared the same animation, the same skeleton of Pandaren, I really hope they will be one day an allied race in the future. So please Blizzard, give us Turtle people. Turtle power forever. Now let's talk a bit more about races that do not come from a playable race. And the very frequently asked are, you will know for sure, Raikou and Ogres. For Ogres, I'm really surprised that they are still not have added them to the game. They've been requested since the release in 2004. They even make some jokes about them as an April Fool sometime at the starts of the game. So I really hope we will have them as a playable race one day. Their story is very related to the Horde and they still have a huge presence right now thanks to Rexxar. A small presence, of course, compared to the races. For Vrykul, I'm not really sure. Because the problem with Vrykul is that besides that Legion had some more role to them, they are all pretty much hostile. And even with the fact that we interact with the villager, the voice line are still the same with the ones when you aggro a random Rykul. I spit on you, die maggot, and so on. So I don't expect them to become a race, even because their culture is tied to the Broken Island and Northrend. So if we will never go back to Northrend, I don't see we'll never get playable Rykul in the future. Nagas, Arokoa, pretty much the same. They are tied to that content, and with Naga we know that we deal with them by fighting Ajara in a raid in Battle for Azeroth. So I don't believe this race will have much love. And now some extra words on some races that I forgotten were by intention. Wild Armor, Dragoma, Blackrock Orcs, and Blocking. The reason why is that they are too boring to be considered as a race. The reason why, for example, Wild Armor, they're just like Bronzebeard Droves that they are shamans with tattoos. Dark Iron are much more different, much more cooler. On the same thing, we can say that of Dragomap and Blackrock. Same kind of orcs, same influence, same classes. They are only a bit tougher to fight because they've been enslaved or they command dragons. Broken, the same. They are like orcs, but with Draenei. They are really not much different. And this pretty much covers up my idea for the next added races to the game. If I have forgotten a race, if we have some race that would like to be added to the game, please let me know it in the discussion in the comment. I would like to have a discussion with you about these arguments. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you soon in our next video. Bye bye.